Uh, in today's session, we will be continuing the problems on Mason's gain formula, finding the transfer function using Mason's gain formula. I think third problem was given as a work to you. This one, some few students have sent me what the solution, what they have solved. So let me just quickly just give you the brief of the solution. Uh, the fourth one, let me take in detail. So few of you have solved it. The question is, given block diagram, you should convert it into signal flow graph and then you should find the transfer function. So if you see, I have marked here the number of nodes. I had even explained you how to take the nodes. Even though if you want to take it here, the 8th node here, the problem is there is no connection between 7 and 8 directly. 6 and 8 are connected. So let us, instead of taking the 8th node here, better you take the node here, just like the original block diagram. So moving into the steps for Mason's gain formula. Number of forward paths. So how many number of forward paths you have identified? I think most of you have done this correctly. P1, P2, P3, P4. The first forward path is this. Second forward path is this. Third forward path. Two are over. The third forward path, you can see it is 1 into G4 into H2. 1 into G4 into H2, G1, G3 to this. So this is your third forward path. And the fourth forward path, same again, going for this G1, you have minus G4, minus H2. After this, instead of going for this forward, after this G1, go for here. So still two more. So totally 4 forward paths are available for this particular question. Number of loops. Whether this problem is solved? So this is the number of loops. There are 2 loops. Directly you can see. Which are the 2 loops? This is your first loop. And any other loop available? You can see it is G1, G3, H1 minus H2. G1, G3, H1 minus H2. As I said, this is the first loop. And second loop, G1, G2. This is the second loop. Okay, so 2 loops are available here. Coming to the number of 2 non-touching loops, there are only 2 loops available and those 2 are touching the, they are touching loops, hence 0. Then calculation of delta. Delta is 1 minus delta is 1 minus sum of the gains of just a second. So delta is, there's a problem here. So delta is 1 minus sum of the gains of single loops. So how many single loops we have? P1 and P2, simply add them and both are having negative signs. So 1 minus of minus, finally you will get 1 plus. And alternatively, the next is plus 2 non-touching loops. So we don't have anything here, so it is 0. It is simply this term is delta. Calculation of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. That is delta k. So how many delta k's will be there? Number of forward paths. So we have 4 forward paths available. So 4 delta values. And if you see, for each of these forward paths, anyhow, there are only 2 loops. You can see only 2 loops available. In those 2 loops, okay, there are 2 loops. This is your first loop and this is your second loop. If you observe these 2 loops, they are touching all the paths. This is your first path. This is your second path. Sorry. This is your first path, second path, third path, fourth path. So all these paths, they are touching here. You can see these 2 are the common nodes and the branches for these 2 loops. Hence, you all, you'll be having all those values of delta values 1 minus 0 for each of these, because all these loops, they are touching these particular forward paths. First forward path, second forward path, third and fourth. Hence, it is only 1, 1, 1, 1. Finally, take the transfer function formula for Mason's gain. Using the Mason's gain formula, you have 1 by delta P1, P2, P3, P4. So 4 different forward paths. So you have the sum of 4 terms. And finally, just take these P1, P2, P3, P4, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta 4 and divide it by this delta. So finally, you will get this transfer function value as this. Okay. Now coming to the next problem, important one. This is the unsolved exercise problem of your prescribed textbook. I had done one mistake here, or when I gave this problem to you in the previous class. There was one mistake. Please rectify that. I had taken this also as G8 when I had given you this problem as a work assignment. This was G8. You can see there are 2 G8s here. Better to take a different notation. So this is actually G6. So this is the rectification of the given question. Now coming to the solution. First thing is, with a red pen, you can see I have marked the points. What are those? They are the nodes. It will make your work easier. So better you mark the number of nodes. I have done it. It is up to you how you want to take it. Okay. The next thing, using the Mason's formula, I should calculate first step going for the number of forward paths. Most of you have solved this correctly. Number of whoever have sent me the answers. Total number of forward paths available are 6. So let me see whether they are right or not. First one, it is the first forward path just a second. There's some problem here. Okay. The first forward path is this one. Why it's coming like this, I'm not understanding. This is your first forward path. You have G2, G4, G6. So this is your first forward path. Let me take different colors so that you'll understand it. Second forward path. Second forward path. These 2 are clearly visible to you. Coming to the third forward path, G2, G1, G7. Sorry. G1, just a second, G2, G1. The third path, you can see G1, G2, G7. That is G2, G1, G7. G2, G1, G7. So this is your third path. Coming to the fourth path, G3, G8, G6. This is your fourth path. So 4 paths I have identified. Still 2 more are there. G2, G1, H2, a circle. एक round मार के आप जाओ. G6, fine. Okay, this is one more forward path. And the last one, in the same way for the lower path. G3, go to G8, to H1, to G1, G7, and this. So totally 6 forward paths I have identified here. Hope all these are understandable by you. If you are not understanding this, the easiest way to do this is what I have done in a single figure. I have taken different colors and I have shown you the paths. What you can do, you draw the figures 6 times. At first I'm telling you 6 times drawing these and trying to identify the forward paths. It may be hectic for you initially, but you can understand it well. Initially, if you're not understanding, go for drawing these forward paths. Every time a new figure you take and draw. So these are the 6 forward paths I have identified. That is your step number 1. What is step number 2? You need to identify the number of single loops. So hope it is forward paths are clear to you. So let me erase that so that I can show you the single loops. So how many single loops? I have taken here 3. Out of these 3, 2 are directly visible to you. You can see this is one loop directly visible. This is one more loop. Any other loop you can find? Can anybody tell me what may be the third loop? You can try. The third loop is the 8 structure you can see from the 3. You are coming again back at 3. So this is a third loop. Individually 2 simple loops you can see, and this one is the third loop. So 3 single loops you can find here. This one, and this one. So 3 loops. Total number of forward paths is 6. And the next step is you need to go for number of 2 non-touching loops. We have 3 single loops. So can you find 2 non-touching loops? I think ek hai. There is 1, 2 non-touching loops there. There is 2 non-touching loops. This is one loop. This is one more loop. So they are not touching each other. And if you take the 8 structure like this, it is touching. Okay, so don't consider this 8 structure. You simply consider these 2 which are non-touching. So take their multiplication, H1 into G4, then G5 into H2. So all together you multiply, you will get 4 terms in the game. Yes, G4, G5, H1, H2. Okay. After this, a number of 3 non-touching loops, whether you can find it, total number of single loops are 3. Usme say 3 non-touching loops, they are not there. So make it 0. This is your step 2. Step 1, step 2. Step 3 is finding the delta. Delta is 1 minus number of single loops. उनका सम करना है आपको गेन वैल्यूज का. So it is G4H1 plus G5H2 plus G1G8H1H2. This is for single loops. This is single loops. So alternative minus plus. Next is number of two non-touching loops. There is only one. So take that gain value. This is your delta. Going for delta k. So how many forward paths are there? We have 6 forward paths. So 6 delta values will get. Delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4, delta 5 and delta 6. So this is important here. Let's see. First, let me mark for G2, G4, G6. So first path, let me take that. Okay, this is your first forward path. Now, how many single loops we have? Single loops. This is one, this is second, and the third one is this 8 structure. Okay. Out of these 3, you can find this, the 8 structure loop and this, the first one, the top loop. These two are touching here. Okay, this is a common branch between 3 and 4 to both these loops and this red color forward path. So you cannot consider that, because what your formula says, what is the formula for delta 1, delta 2, delta 3? It is 1 minus, you need to consider those loops here in the bracket which are not touching the forward path 1. For first forward path, this should be the loops which are not touching the forward path 1. Similarly, for second path, delta 2 will be 1 minus those single loops which are not touching forward path 2, like that. So for forward path 1, if you see, to this, which 2 are not touching, this is your forward path, this is your loop, this is also a loop, these 2 loops are touching. Only this third one, this loop is not touching. So consider this, that is G5H2. Take the product. You should take the product G5H2. So take that. It will be delta 1. 1 minus this plus, you don't have any 2 non-touching loops. Ek to hai. Okay, there is 1, 2 non-touching loops which are not touching the forward path 1. We have to consider such 2 non-touching loops. So we have one set of 2 non-touching loops. Which are those 2? This one and this one. Okay, they are non-touching loops. Now I don't require this 8 structure. Okay, so I'm considering these pink color loops which are not touching each other. But whether they are not touching this red line also, red line is your forward path. So out of these 2 loops, the upper loop is touching the red line. So you cannot consider that. Hence it is 0. So for first delta 1, go for the calculation. It is 1 minus G5H2 plus 0. No non-touching loops तो नहीं, एक loop touch हो रहा है. Similarly, going for delta 2, उसके लिए let me identify what is P2. That is second forward path. Let me show you. The second forward path is this. Okay, and how many loops? Again, we have 3 loops. This is first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So if you see here this time, excuse me, the lower 2, this 8 structure and this lower loop, these 2 are touching here at 5 and 6 nodes. Okay, you cannot consider these 2, but however this is, yes, this is not touching. So you should consider which are the gain values here. H1 into G4. You have to consider H1 into G4 for delta 2. So for delta 2, H1 into G4. And 2 non-touching loops, again 0. Similarly, going for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, for all remaining forward paths, you can see that all the single loops, they are touching those paths. Let me take, say, fifth. Any one I'll show you. Fifth one. What is the fifth? Fifth one is P5. Okay. For P5, let me first show you this. It is 1, G2, G1, H2, G8, G6, 1. Okay, this is the forward path. So if you see number of loops, there are single loops 3. Okay, this is 1, this is your second, this is your third. Okay, so if you see any of these single loops, they are touching this yellow line. Yellow line is your forward path. So if you see this upper loop, it is touching here. These two points, nodes are common. And this is also a common for this 8 structure also. So out of these 3 single loops, all the 3 single loops, they are touching this yellow line. Hence, it is 0, 1 minus 0. So similarly, you can go for all other. And finally, you have to use the formula. Using the formula will be easy because first 4 step will give you what all necessary things are there for the formula. So what is the formula? It is 1 by delta summation pk into delta k. 6 forward paths are there. So take P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. So 6 summation you will get. The summation value will be having 6 terms. And substitute the terms, you get the transfer function like this. Hope you understood this problem. You should have a lot of patience to solve a bigger signal flow graph. Okay. If you have got any questions to ask, please let me know. This further 5th step is simply the usage of the first 4 steps. You have to use the whatever we have calculated in the first 4 steps, substitute the values and get the answer. So this is the answer what I have got. If any doubts, please ask. So let me go to the next problem. If you see, the question is, a little bit different. This kind of question we have seen while solving the first electrical networks, finding the transfer function of an electrical network. Okay, but the question is a little bit modified here. You should not use direct, applying the KVL, KCL, then using the Laplace transform. What was the procedure? How we have found for the transfer function for any given electrical network? We applied the KVL, KCL, then we went for the Laplace transformation. After the Laplace transform, you should take the ratio of output by input. This is the procedure what we have followed. Okay, but however, here the question is, given for a given electrical network, you should first find the signal flow graph. So this question is little bit different. It is not simply solution of this electrical network for a transfer function. It is, you have to convert this into signal flow graph first, and then you should find the transfer function. So how to convert the given electrical network into a signal flow graph? As a solution, you can see what is the data given to you. You have a electrical network given with 2 resistors. There is one capacitor, there is one inductor, and you have input and output. So to solve this particular electrical network, what we have to do is look at this procedure. Redraw the network in the S domain. Means whatever the parameters are there here, see R1, R2, C, L, Vi and V0, all these to be represented first in S domain. Okay. Then second step, for you have to write the equations for branch current and node voltages. Again, you should say how many nodes are there here. You can see this is one node, this is one node. So 2 nodes are there here. So you have to write the equation for 2 nodes. So how many currents are there? 2 loops. Hence you have to get the equations for these 2 loops. So totally 4 equations you get here. And you know already, if the equations are given to you, how to draw the signal flow graph. So the first 2 steps are important to you. Third is drawing the signal flow graph, and fourth one is finding the transfer function. So let us solve this question. I have redrawn the electrical network here with S domain values. You can see you have Vi as the input voltage. I have taken this in S domain. So V is some constant value we have. It is simply just like In case of your mechanical equations and all, wherever the displacement has come, its Laplace transform you have taken as x of s. It's something like that. So Vi will be Vi of s. Similarly, you have V naught, so it is V naught of s. And you take these node voltages as you can take. It's up to you whatever notation you want to take. I have taken this as V1, and you can see this voltage across this inductor, it is same. So this node is nothing but V naught only. So I have taken this as V naught. But however, it is up to you, whichever notation you want to take, you can take. And for the first loop, I have taken as current I1. So the Laplace transform is I1 of s. For the second loop, I have taken I2 of s, second loop current. Coming for the components, that is R1, R2, C and L. Okay, try to remember whenever we had these R values, how you have taken the S domain values, it is R only. Try to remember when we have taken R into I. In case of electrical network, when we take the Laplace transform, R is a constant term and we have taken it a same, and it is simply I of S. So you're not taking any S value here. However, coming to C and L, there is a change. Whenever you come across a C, because if you remember, capacitance, we get it through inductance, in integration, and L, inductance, you get it through differentiation. Try to remember this, right? So for capacitance, there is an integration term, hence you have to take 1 by S. Okay, 1 by SC it will be. And for inductance, it will be S into L. So these are all, I have redrawn the structure taking all these S domain values. Okay, R1, R2, no change. For C, it is 1 by SC. For L, it is SL. And remaining all are same. Simply take the number value of S. Then second step, you have to go for the equation writing. You know already how to apply the KVL and KCL. So let me quickly take this. First, I will go for I1, the current I1. So I1 current, how you can get it? Current through this resistance R1, it is Vi minus V1 divided by R1, right? So current through this resistance, that is I1, it is Vi minus V1 divided by R1. Or you can simply take this, split this denominator, you will get this equation 1. Equation 2, you can take for I2, okay, then you can go for these. So I2 is the current across this resistor, it is V1 minus V0 divided by R2. I hope you understood this. No need to explain this again and again, because you have already studied these equation writing in your network analysis, right? So how to write the nodal equations and the voltage equations. So for I1 and I2, I have written the equation and again split the denominator. You will get the equation 3. These are current equations, I1 and I2. Similarly, go for voltage equations. How many voltages? You have here V1 and V0. So what will be the equation for V0? V1. V1 is the voltage across this capacitor. It is I1 minus I2. Okay, I1 minus I2 into this value. So I1 minus I2 into this value I have written here, which is again you can just split this 1 by SC to both I1 and I2. You will get the third one more equation, voltage equation. Coming to the final V0, it is the voltage across the L. So V0 is what? The current. What is the current here? It is I2. I2 into what is the value? L is nothing but SL. Consider the red color values. It is SL. Here it is not simply C, it is 1 by SC. So this is your fourth equation. So we have redrawn the structure, then we have gone for equation writing. Equation writings, both current equations and voltage equations, applying KVL and KCL or whatever you apply, however you have studied in your network analysis, use those concepts, get the values for I1, I2, V1 and V0. 4 equations you get. Once the equations are known to you, it is easy for you to draw the signal flow graph. We have already seen how to do it. So first, identify the number of variables. How many variables you find it here? You can see there are 4 variables. This is input side. This is your output side. Okay, input, output, and further you have I1, V1, I2, V2. So these are the 4 variables you get inside. And along with that, input and output. So totally 6. I1, I2, V1, V2, and input and output. So totally these many nodes I have to identify. See, I have identified here VI and V0, input and output. Along with that, I1, okay, V0, this is same, right? So no need to take one more time. I1, I2, V1, V0, and input and output. Output is nothing but this both V0 is. So no need to take 2 times, take only once. Now coming to the equations, let me show you first equation, I1. I1 is what? From the V1, the first, okay, the first node is Vi, second node is I1. Okay, so from this you can see left hand side you have I1, right hand side you have Vi and V1. So whatever right hand terms are there, those terms, you know, consider as a summing equation. So get the equation. The first term says it is 1 by R1 times Vi. So from the Vi, take one line towards I1, okay, because this is Vi of S line is coming towards I1. And what is the gain value? It is 1 by R1 minus, you have V1. So one more node we have V1. From V1,